I would be some spicy chicken laps, grilled, barbecue style, with hot chili sauce beside it, because I know I'm hot and smoky. So I call myself Mr. Spicy. My name is Ayodeji Adegun, or Michael Ayodeji Adegun. I run Mike and Mary's Catering, and I also run Monochrome Restaurants. Mike and Mary's Catering essentially does outdoor catering, office deliveries, buffets. And Monochrome Restaurant, of course, we have the seating, and we also have office deliveries for Monochrome Restaurants. I've been in this industry, events, hospitality, for several years, professionally and unprofessionally. I was born into it. My mom runs Gloryland Catering. So ever since then, we've been working together. I've been working with her side by side until I started my own business. That's Mike and Mary's Catering and Monochrome. And so in terms of the industry, I think I've put in well over 15 years. As Mike and Mary's, I think we're still young, we're coming up. Now, the challenges that we face in the industry, or I face personally, there's no real challenge per se about being a man in a woman's industry. I even think it works for me because I like to under-promise and over-deliver. So I'm the kind of person who, you see a man in a woman's world and you'll be like, am I sure he can deliver? So you've already lowered your expectation. So when I eventually blow your mind, I mean, you're like, wow, especially the fact that it's a guy. So it's fun for me, and well, there are some things I can't do, but besides that, being a man in a woman's world is fun for me. I grew up among women. I have 3 sisters, and I'm the only son. So I think I'm used to being surrounded by women. Okay, my best moment was when the late Oni Oba Okunade Shijuade, he was hosting the Oba of Ghana. So it's not called Oba of Ghana. What's it called? It's the King of Ghana. Let's just assume whatever name he's called, forgive me. He was hosting him, so he had all the royal fathers from all over Nigeria come in. He had the president, that was then President Obasanjo, governors and everything. Now, why in particular I remember that event was because at the point, Kabezi was a bit overwhelmed by the crowd and everything. So he called me and he told me that he was going to host his special guests in his private dining, and I was going to be in charge of that. And so you can imagine that I was the only one who had access to his private dining, all the protocol, the SSS and everything. And I was the only one who could take anybody into that place. So whenever I come out of the dining to the hall, and one VIP has to go there, the SSS and the security will come to me, please, Oga has to go inside. But I remember one of them telling, as soon as I came out, they told President Obasanjo that that's the only person that can take you inside, though. He's a very powerful man. So I remember the president there just held my hand, that wherever you go, I'm going. So I led him to the dining area, served them. President Obasanjo, he's a very interesting person. He was cracking jokes. There were so many other dignitaries there. Of course, you can't take pictures, unfortunately. So there's no way to prove all I'm saying. My most challenging events. Now, this is a very funny story because I told you we do full events. I went for an event in SRK, it was a burial, and we were to set up the tents, tables, chairs, rug, air conditioning. It was a full package. Unfortunately, the topography of the place we picked was a bit tricky. It was a bit of a valley in his house, in the client's house, and it rained for days. So the place became swampy and marshy. So erecting our tent there was difficult. To make matters worse, our trucks became dramatic on the way. I mean, these were trucks that go to Lagos, Asaba, Abuja. All of a sudden, they were just going to Esauke and they started being dramatic. And by the morning of the burial, because we got there like 4 days to that event, and as at the morning of the burial, we walked night and day, 3 days non-stop. As at the morning of the burial, when he was about to leave for church, he came to me saying that the tent was still not yet up, and we were going to set up the chairs, the tables, the rug. He looked at me. He said, Deji, if I come back from church and this tent is not up, I'm going to shoot you. Yes, I will shoot you. I was looking at him like, ah. I said, ask my friend, because his friend, his close colleague, was standing beside him. This man is the senior advocate of Nigeria. His friend was standing beside him. Ask him, if I say I'll do something, I'll do it. So I looked at the friend like, is this guy serious? The friend looked at me like, yeah, he'll shoot you. As soon as they turned and left, I went somewhere and I cried. Because I don't want to get shot. But eventually, of course, I'm alive today. So that means we succeeded. And there's no bullet hole anywhere. So that's evidence that I always deliver. When I'm not working or when I'm not busy, where I love to hang out or take time out is in IIT, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture. I love that place. I've been going to that place ever since I was in secondary school. That's the only swimming pool I can use. You know, I'm a bit scared. What word would I use for myself? I can't. I remember taking my daughter to one other pool and she said she saw a fish inside the swimming pool. So for me, IIT is the only place I can swim. Then I love the ambience there. It's like you've left Ibadan anytime you enter IIT. It's like you're in a different world. Why I like it the most is you can actually define where you are. So you can tell yourself, I'm in Calabar, and everything there just works out like it's Calabar. But it's quiet, it's far away from town, it has very good facilities, and I just love the environment. You know, people live there, they work there, so it's a community. We've made friends there, my son's school there, I work there, not as a staff, as a contractor. So I just love, anytime I want to think, is either I'm in my war room here or I'm in IT, and I just unwind, relax, refresh. Then they have awesome parties there. Every Friday night is pizza nights. Then whenever there's anything, Valentine's Day, they have awesome parties there. So I love it there a lot. There's no car like a Mercedes. That was my first car, and that will be my last car. If you are not driving a Mercedes, what are you driving? You are driving a moto. Okay, if you catch me in the kitchen, I love cooking. Every Sunday, I cook for my family. Well, I cook other days too. I cook on Sundays. Sunday is pounded yam day. And one of my favorite soups to eat with pounded yam is egusi. Now, I know a lot of people think they know how to make egusi, but let me teach you how to make egusi like a pro. Now, I'll give you some secrets that from now on, your egusi will be bomb. So, let's start by getting fresh ingredients from the market. Now, all this, with a budget of 3,000, 4,000, you're fine. You can make egusi for the kings. And I've cooked for kings, so I know what I'm saying. So, let's get fresh ingredients. You get your tatashe, you get your atarodo, get onions, ginger, garlic, and good portions, like 200 naira each. You get good portions of that. Now, the secret to fresh tasting pepper is pepper has to be fresh from the market. So avoid the rotten ones. Trust me, you go to the market, you can tell them you want to pick. Avoid the rotten ones or the bad ones. Or if you get them home, try to cut off that part. Then wash them thoroughly. After washing, you now blend. You chop, not blend. You chop up the pepper, and you mix the pepper, the tomato, the onion, garlic and ginger. I love garlic and ginger, very, very strong. But the only reason why I don't drink garlic is because of my wife. She says I smell like an Indian. So you blend all that, not to fineness. Then you boil. You just want to get rid of the excess moisture in the pepper. So what you are going to do is, while you are boiling, now let me give you the trick. While you are boiling the pepper, you pour in your pomo, you pour in your stockfish flakes, you pour in your dry fish, put everything into the pepper while you are boiling. You know why? Because you are going to get all that tasty juice in. Then you season from there. So I'm going to put, you also see me put my seasoning cubes, my salt, my curry. I like curry, sharp curry. Thyme, I'm not a fan of thyme because you have to be careful. You put too much in, it flips to the other side. Thyme and turmeric has that effect. So don't just pour spices in. Be careful. Now, a little curry, good curry, sharp curry, not the one that's been on your shelf for weeks. Then you let all that boil. Then I go to my pot. Now, I have my blended egusi somewhere. Then I'm going to give you the secret now. When you buy crayfish, edekupa, the ones with big heads, the red ones with big heads, you separate the heads and remove all the, the normal process. Clean it out. But you remove the heady parts, the bony parts. And you keep the other side. The other parts, the body of it, you throw into the pepper mix too. Let it get soft and soak in all that juice. I take the head, I blend it, dry blending. I blend the head and I mix it with the egusi. Before, I've not yet put it inside the soup, I mix it with the melon powder, the mix. Now, if you try this, you will thank me. I'll send you my account number because the real flavors of crayfish is in the head. Their brain is where their flavor is. So when you blend that big head, you will see that it will pop out. It will taste sweet. Now we're going to play contrast with it. So I've blended the crayfish with the melon seed powder. Then I scoop excess water from the pepper on fire, mix with you want to make a paste with the egusi, so you make a hard paste. Then you put your palm oil on fire, chop in your onions, garlic, more garlic again, chop in your onions, then cover. Why am I covering? I don't want the flavor of the onions to run away. Then I add my iru as locust beans, add my iru to it, then your smoked fish, smoked mackerel, you properly smoked one, fresh ones, you break it into the oil, let it fry and soak, let all of them just have fellowship together in the oil. Then you begin to break your melon, you take it in chunks and let it fry in the oil with the fish, with the iru and the burnt onions. Let them all fry together. Then you are ready to add your pepper mix. Now, by now, your pomo is already soft in the water, in the pepper oil, the fish, the stockfish is soft. Whatever it is, whatever dead animal you want to put, everything is soft by now. Pour it in, fry it. The oil has to be hot. So by the time you pour it in, it's going to sizzle. Let it sizzle for like 2 minutes because pepper is already cooked. Then you can add your ugu leaves. I prefer ugu any day, anytime. Add your ugu leaves. Then add a little bitter leaf to it. Why I'm saying you should add bitter leaf because of the contrast in taste. Food is about contrast. You have, sweet, sour, spicy, sugary, that's how. So when you have the melon, the egusi that tastes sweet, you also have the bitter leaf to counter it, and there's a burst of flavors in your mouth. I don't know what you like to eat your egusi with, pounded yam, eba, but whatever you do, don't eat it with beans. Thank you. Yes, so again, my name is Michael Ayodeji Adegun, the one and only. And thank you for joining us on Urban Lifestyle today, Splash 105.5 FM. Keep listening to Urban Lifestyle to get the hottest gist and scoops every time, anytime. Thank you very much. Shout out to Mspyce.